Listen, my change the other day, recently. It's 1974 San Francisco coin. They did not make as many of them as they did the others. Every once in a while, you run into a coin that's been damaged. This one has been damaged a lot. You can see it's been bent up a little bit. It's got a big divot torn out of it. It's pretty bad, actually. His nose is entirely gone. Now, today, I was just watching a video from the Kansas Kid. He sent me this poker chip. So, and that's his plague doctor. It's easier to see on this side, though. It's a cool, very cool poker chip. Now, he was showing a coin glass. Now, this one is a small amber, and it has the eagle on the back. It says 1887. It's a brilliant golden amber collar. Amber is okay. I've got several pieces of it. I had an amber urn like this, and I sent it to the Kansas Kid a while back. And he was displaying it today in his video. Go check out his channel, by the way. Now, he was showing his little bit bigger amber ashtray, which is the same size as this blue one. And he had a bunch of little silver bars and stuff in it. Well, this one's kind of neat. Has the Colonial Soldier, the torch, the eagle, and the Liberty Bell. This is about, I'd say, 8 inches across. It's a sizable ashtray, but it's not the biggest one. The biggest one has a raised section in the middle, which I have in blue as well. That was hard to track down. Now, I could have got a Kelly green one like this, but it's worn. It had a lot bigger scratches on it. However, if I'd known how hard it is to find them at a price that isn't outrageous, I would have probably bought it, because I just saw a Kelly green bowl with a lid that was $100 is what the person was asking for. So this stuff can get very pricey. This one was about $20, which isn't too bad since blue's one of the more collectible colors and usually carries a bit of a premium over what the amber does, or the clear, or this green, which is, this is like an olive green one. Anyway, it is, they're neat pieces. They're uranium glass, but this blue is a really spectacular color. As along with the red, which is about the same color as this red glass gemstone here is. And I have a piece I can show real quick. Well, that piece is put away somewhere, I'm not going to be able to show it as quick as I thought I would, so we'll just move along to some coins that I got, which I think more people will probably have more interest in. Now, I can get these Churchill coins from my coin dealer all the time. He goes to coin shows often, and when somebody has them, he picks them up. They don't cost very much, and then he shows them to me, and I end up buying them because I'm crazy and I just like the Churchill coins. This one's in a little bit nice grade. You can see the mint luster on it, but the card's pretty old. It's showing rust. Someone wrote $1.50 on this. That's too much to pay, unless it's really exceptional. Maybe then, but I get them for 50 cents a piece, and so I don't recommend anybody spend more than that. Half crowns, older than 48, and then they're silver content. But this is a 56, Queen Elizabeth, first portrait. Same one as this one is. And here's another one. It's first portrait. It's a 58. But I mean, you can look at that and then look at that. They're the same portrait. Now, this one here is a couple years newer, or older, I mean. It's a 1948 of King George. This one's not in real bad shape. Unfortunately, they're fairly common, and someone wrote $2. I gave 50 cents for all these coins here. But there's two more in this little group. And again, this is King George. You can get a look at the design. But it's this side I thought was the most cool part of it. It's a 48. It's too new to be silver, but they put some detail work into making that crown and stuff. So I quite like this coin, even though I only paid 50 cents for it. Someone wrote $1.25. That's probably more than you should pay. Now, this particular coin, look at this side first. It's scratched and stuff. You can tell it's an older one. French. Charles X. On this side, it says French colonies. And it says colonies there. And that represents French. The H is a mint mark. I don't know what that means. 1827, 5 cents. It's kind of neat. There was a price here. Someone marked over that. I don't know what they wanted originally, but I got it for 50 cents, and I have a feeling a lot of these have seen their way to being melted and used for other purpose. It's bronze, and not really anything super special in terms of metal value, but I mean, it is an older coin, almost 200 years old now, and that's got to count for something. Now, sometimes I buy dollar coins like this. This piece dollar by wear is not real bad. It's scratched up quite a bit. You can see some scratches that are a little bit more substantial in the field there when the light hits them right. This has got these unsightly spots all over it, which if you dip the coin in, I think Mint State 70 is one of the brands that dip. It might come off, might not. It's not as bad on the other side in terms of, you know, any kind of stains to speak of. So because it's unsightly, very common a year, $26, you think, yeah, that's cheap for a silver dollar. You know, most of them, when you go buy a peace dollar that don't have all the spots on it like this, that are not worn very much, are currently usually $29, $30. So it's a little bit cheaper because of the spots. Now, the thing about this is when you look at that price, you think, well, couldn't you have gotten it a little cheaper because of the spots? Well, I'm like, maybe. Whoops. But probably not, because 26.15 was the melt when I got this. Now, I'm pretty sure it's a real peace dollar, and the ping test says it's silver. So if I got my scale out, it would probably weigh 26.7, 26.6 something. That's a good ping sound. Listen to that closely. If it pings like that, it's silver. Now, just for comparison, this copper nickel, if you look, these coins are about the same size, diameter. The Churchill coin's slightly thicker. It's too bad they didn't make these in sterling silver, but they didn't. Once I get this balanced, this is going to hurt your ears. Totally different pitch. Now, I want you all to guess what this is. Some of you will know what it is. If you're younger, you might not. Because back in the day, almost everybody I knew, adults who smoked, had this. One of them, or another brand. This one's a Zippo lighter. Bradford, Pennsylvania. Registered trademark is Zippo. Now, that makes a very distinct sound when you open it and close it. So, this is going to figure into another video, hopefully. I'm waiting on being able to buy something that this is going to figure in on. This peace dollar, since I got it for melt or less, not much less, but I figure I can throw that in my silver dollar tube, which will take me to 18 in it. A couple more and it'll be officially full of 20, which is how most, if you go and you got a row of, say, Ike dollars or an older row of Morgan or peace dollars, they're usually $20, 20 coins. And it would be nice to go to the bank and say, oh, we got a whole row of these large dollar coins. Someone deposited them. We didn't even really look. We just took it and deposited it. And then you say, well, I'll take the dollar coins. You get home, you open it, and they're all peace or Morgan dollars or a mix, and not Eisenhower dollars. You'd be pretty happy, because at about $26 a coin by melt, if there's none, in good shape or anything, by 20, you're talking about over $500 worth of silver, which would be a nice score. I don't know if that'll ever happen, but you can never say never, right? Anyway, that pretty much covers most of everything I wanted to talk about. And I'm going to show something I got a while back. I've shown before, but not for a long time. It's just a stone, right? It's just a stone until you open it up. And it's two sides of a fossil. which I think is pretty cool. I've found fossils like this before, but this is the first one I have both sides fit directly together. I quite like that, even though it's not really worth a whole lot. Yeah, this one go on my tube. And I want to fill that tube up. I do have a couple other Morgan dollars that maybe you've seen the video for. They've got a hole drilled right in the middle, and someone was making them into rings because they drill out the middle and you metal work it into a ring shape. And you can buy them made that way. I've seen people who have stuff like this Walking Liberty. The person I know has a Walking Liberty ring that they've worn for years. This is kind of weird because this particular Walking Liberty $half, I showed it off in my live the other day. It's a bunch of little divot holes drilled into it, almost like a golf ball. There's a few on the back, not as many, but it's odd because of them little holes. Now, it's 12.2 grams or so they didn't take much weight off of it. And being silver, it will ping just like the silver dollar. The only exception is if the rim is cracked. They can have holes in them and still ping nice. Rings for a long time. And this thing is a Hong Kong dollar from 1960, and it is not silver. You can tell the difference. Anyway, it pretty much covers my video tonight. But it's a neat sound. Brings back memories. Now, I never really smoked or nothing. I never actually owned one of these, but my dad did, and almost every adult I knew when I was a kid had them if they smoked. Anyway, that's pretty much my video for tonight. I hope that everyone has a good night. And I'll look for a piece of red coin glass that I have and try to locate where it is. I don't remember exactly where I put it, but I mean, I have these around. But that's pretty much the end of the line for this video because I don't have anything else. Have a good night.